You're going to have to excuse the audio quality. The video has been taken down due to censorship, and this is the only way that I'm going to be able to save it. But you're about to watch censored video full of truth. This is the only way I can save it because YouTube took it down.
Alex, if you could say one thing to somebody who doesn't know what any of this is about, one thing that would wake them all up, what would it be, sir?
Look into eugenics. The globalists want to kill you. They're poisoning your food and water and vaccines. Don't drink the tap water. Don't trust them. You all know they killed U.S. soldiers up into the 90s, the last declassifications, putting them in chambers and nerve gassing them to death, telling them it was a tear gas test. They'll murder our troops. They'll murder you. It's a government of control freak scientists and bankers. It's the New World Order.
Thank you.
The globalists want you dead. That's what the globalists want to poison you and your family.
Greetings, unsettled souls, and welcome to my first documentary. My name is Sam I.B. DeGangi. Now that you have a face to put with the voice, I'm going to put some pictures up and explain to you exactly what it is that you are watching. As you read, you are watching Bilderberg, Why It Mattered to Me. But what I want you all to understand first is that the me in that title is not only a reference to myself, but you, and the many me's that all stood afront my camera and proclaimed with great honor and vigor what brought you, them, to occupy Bilderberg. For me, it was a 6+ hour car ride from Canton, Ohio. Baby steps compared to others from as far away as Utah, England, and beyond. Alex Jones, who you just heard from via one of the best answers to a question on what many call the awakening that I have ever heard given, he came from Texas, having called this Occupy event together. You see, Alex shies away from praises and thank yous, but what even he does not understand is that it is not his drive, though we love it, that makes so many of us want to thank him. It is not his bullhorning, of which he is a master, or his vast knowledge of history and facts that could fill encyclopedias. No, what makes so many of us support Alex is how he managed to do what he did in brain-dead America. Many have tried. Bands sing about it to fans who do not get it, and everywhere you go there are smart pockets of people who want to awaken others and get them active, and they cannot penetrate the apathy and lack of intellect that is almost everywhere that we look. How Alex does so is a wonder, and that is why we thank him above all else. So what is it that we all drove to protest? I have been asked this question by so many people. You have heard Alex's answer to some degree, and here is mine. The Logan Act prevents activities such as the annual Bilderberg meeting from occurring legally. According to Wikipedia, the Logan Act is a United States federal law that forbids unauthorized citizens from negotiating with foreign governments. It was passed in 1799 and last amended in 1994. Violation of the Logan Act is a felony punishable under federal law with imprisonment for up to 3 years. The text of the act is broad and is addressed at any attempt to a U.S. citizen to conduct foreign relations without authority. I am going to read a statement from Kevin Kearney, writing in the Emory Law Journal, describing Dr. Logan's activities in France because I feel that it lays out the case quite clearly for the rest of this documentary. Just listen. There is plenty of bullhorning and yelling to be heard, but first, the foundation, my friends. Upon his arrival in Paris, he met with various French officials, it says, including a Talleyrand. During these meetings, he identified himself as a private citizen, discussed matters of general interest to the French, and told his audience that anti-French sentiment was prevalent in the United States. Logan's conversation with Merlin de Douai, who occupied the highest political office in the French Republic, was typical. Logan stated that he did not intend to explain the American government's position, nor to criticize that of France. Instead, he suggested ways in which France could improve relations with the United States to the benefit of both countries. He also told Merlin that pro-British propagandists in the United States were portraying the French as corrupt and anxious for war, stating that any friend of French principles necessarily was an enemy of the United States. It continues. Within days of Logan's last meeting, the French took steps to relieve the tensions between the two nations. They lifted the trade embargo then in place and released American seamen held captive in French jails. Even so, it seems that Logan's actions were not the primary cause of Directory's actions. Instead, Logan had merely provided convenient timing for the implementation of a decision that had already been made. That is as clear as spring water, is it not? How then, pray tell, do these leaders and elitists get away with such an obvious breach of this act? This matters because we have everyone from Bill Gates to Henry Kissinger meeting with heads of states and elected officials from the USA and abroad deciding the very laws and actions of the United States with no public oversight or recourse. I was shouting Agenda 21 is Agenda 666, for instance, as my shout, but no matter what you think of this piece of UN garbage that claims that global warming is going to destroy us all if we don't give up our land, our land's use, and pay ever-climbing energy and gas rights to save the earth, don't you at least want a voice in its passage because you don't have one? As of this recording, as a matter of fact, only Alabama has a law preventing the implementation of this vile act. These are the people who place money and economy over the value of life. They proved this when they shut off the radiation monitoring equipment after Fukushima Daiichi power plant suffered a triple meltdown and possible melt-through, and it is these very people who refer to protesters and cockroaches who are overheard saying that Ron Paul and his supporters should all be placed on an airplane with a suicide pilot and crashed, who spent this year trying to find ways to further line their pockets while their brainchild, the euro, destroys Greece and all of Europe. Yes, this affects more than the USA. It affects us all. Now, on to all the bullhorning and chaos. Thanks for listening, and please support this by donating if you can, because while I invite and encourage all of you to post this freely everywhere, it did cost quite a bit of money to make, and your support is what keeps me going. God bless, and always fight tyranny. Agenda 21 is Agenda 666.
We have made it. We are here at Chantilly at the Marriott Bilderberg meeting 2012. We got our, I must say, they have been polite friends over there. Beautiful area. Of course, you're not allowed to stay here. If you booked a room, they threw you out. Your room wasn't any good. It's your plan. they don't matter. That's why we took the 6-hour drive to be here. We'll be posting these all night long. I plan on interviewing some new friends later on. As soon as I get there okay to be on camera, we're going to get some other points of view and see what brought some other people out here. This is the correct view. Thanks for listening. Talk about anything that brought you out here, anything you wish to say to the world.
I think this is the most important thing that we have to deal with right now. These are the plans of our federal government. They are coming to kill us. Please, wake up. This is our last chance. This is the last stand. Summer of 2000.
Yeah, life is more than working paycheck to paycheck, don't you think? I mean, that's kind of a dead giveaway that you just like working paycheck to paycheck and always in a perpetual state of like never being able to catch your breath.
That's right.
That's abnormal.
Called slavery.
All right, listeners, do me a favor. Make a screenshot out of this and send it everywhere. This man here who's about to introduce himself has such a common sense, beautiful statement. What's your name, sir?
Andrew Fisher.
And what would you like to say?
The whole entire population of the world can comfortably fit in the state of Texas, and they want to make kill most of us. Why? I don't get it.
He just said in 30 seconds or less what it takes most people 6 hours to explain, right there.
You're welcome. Here's your random trivia fact for the day, folks. Nancy Edmonds, the underwear bomber trial judge, was nominated by former President George H.W. Bush on September 11th, 1991, which was the exact same day that Bush gave his New World Order speech. What a coincidence.
Every time this man speaks, great things come out.
Wide open. Wide open. Wide open. Wide open.
You are now. I just waited
My
for
name
you.
is Glenn Zarmanov. You can look me up at Blog Talk Radio. I have the Glenn Z Show every Wednesday, 6 to 7, where we talk about politics, current events. It's also a variety show. I have my friends on there, different guests, musicians, etc. You can also check me out on my website, wearechangenewjersey.com, spelled all the way out, or you can find me on Twitter and YouTube at wearechangenj, where I regularly post videos from the declassified 5 terabytes, nicknamed 9/11 Gate, declassified in 2010. It's now 2012. The mainstream media has been blacking the story out for 2 whole years. Imagine the arrogance. The public is now able to see the truth behind 9/11, but the media just won't touch it. There was a Cryptome video that was released that got millions of views on YouTube within 1 day of the helicopter circling the towers burning. Very grainy footage. It doesn't show anything we haven't seen before. They won't talk about this. 5 terabytes of information proving inside job, beyond inside job. 9/11 was a mega ritual. It was an occult sacrifice. The date is the smoking gun, 9/11. How is that a coincidence? How are these terrorists, these outside threats, able to come up with all the symbolism? The Twin Towers, the Pentagon. The Pentagon itself was built on 9/11, 1941, exactly 60 years to the day. Another coincidence? Here's another thing for you to think about. The attacks of 9/11 took place between 9 and 11 a.m. Another coincidence? So without even getting into discussions about whether jet fuel can melt steel or any of that, I've already proven through the power of coincidence that there's just too much going on to not investigate. The attacks happened on 9/11 between 9 and 11 after the Pentagon was built on 9/11. Investigate it.
Well put, my friend. And go it will.
On these attacks,
I'm here because I got 4 kids, and by the time we stand up, men, and protect our children from the vaccines, the fluoride in the water, these illegal wars, everything. Humanity, the Constitution, freedom. You know, we're losing it all. So we either stand and fight now, peacefully, or we lose it all.
Very well put, my friend. He's been giving everybody the wake-up call. Let me show my listeners exactly what the morning wake-up call consists of, my friend.
You New World Order trash, come out with your hands up.
All right, friends, I know that that's really grainy because it's recorded from the TV, but I don't know how long the cache file is going to be there before it's gone. YouTube took that video down because of what Alex Jones said about the food. As this message is being left, it is 2024. It is, what day? December the 7th. That means that RFK is being looked at to get that garbage out of our food, and we're still having the truth censored about what's being put in it, as well as what Alex Jones said about the vaccines. Even though we've lost how many people so far due to that very question? So it's the only way I could save it, friends. Please save it. Please keep it out there. Please keep sharing it because they're trying to take us all down. Well, they are taking us all down.